Welcome guys. The GTA series is known for its sense of humor and strange scenarios. However, it may be time for Rockstar to root this franchise with Red Dead Redemption. Rockstar has developed many influential and quality games over the years. However, Arthur Morgan's existentialist journey in the Wild West is something else. The fact that a blockbuster like Red Dead Redemption 2 doesn't exist in the world at all is extraordinary. The rhythm of Red Dead Redemption 2 game has been slow, and instead of pushing you towards the next mission, it allows you to immerse yourself in its world. The story of the game is mature and strong and stable. The characters are lovely, or at least charming. Its atmosphere and world building are found in less of another game. All of these elements have made Red Dead Redemption 2 a masterpiece in my eyes. Despite being far from expected, I would like Rockstar to implement this formula on the new GTA game as well. Grand Theft Auto stands in stark contrast to Red Dead Redemption. Bright colors, high glamour, exotic characters, massive action scenarios and teenage sense of humor make up the main body of GTA. I don't have a problem with that. In sum, I enjoy Grand Theft Auto franchises, yet part of me wants to borrow this leafy franchise from Arthur Morgan's office. The idea of a new GTA with an RDR2 tone excites me greatly. A serious crime story that uses violence to shock the audience. I'd love to see a GTA paint a rough and nasty picture of crime. If you ask my opinion, I will tell you that Arthur Morgan is by a margin the best protagonist among Rockstar titles. Owes much of this to the rhythm, and we are bored with Red Dead Redemption 2. Naturally, GTA series games have a very fast rhythm. GTA 5 is an unstoppable onslaught of wild and dramatic missions. However, in a realistic GTA, Rockstar will be able to present a more compact and personal story. We can see a bunch of petty thieves that we'll be better acquainted with over time. These encounters can be like Arthur's interactions with Dutch members. I like the idea of quieter missions. There's no more big-way robberies and jumping out of planes. Instead, missions look more realistic and dangerous. At the same time, we can live with a character who is not very interested in his life, but sees no other way ahead of him. One of the things I love about Red Dead Redemption 2 is the sense of isolation that the game creates. Arthur is part of a large family, but often lives in his mind. This is another idea that the GTA series can test. The idea of being alone, unlike living in a large and crowded city, has a high narrative potential. For example, you can take a look at Travis Bickle's character from Taxi Driver. Despite living in New York, he does not have the ability to connect with his surroundings. This is a protagonist we have never seen in GTA before. Suppose we go back to Vice City at the present time, but instead of a splendid neon-covered city we've seen in 2006, we'll see a broken and worn-out place. Such a title can still preserve the GTA franchise's sense of humor, but instead we see a more pessimistic and darker version of the joke. In the meantime, I can point to the series The Wire, which may be a great source of inspiration for such a title. In the series The Wire, we also see themes and deep stories about political and police corruption. However, The Wire is also considered a very funny series with a dark humor approach. Is a criminal open-world game a good platform for narrating such a story? I don't know, but I know that Grand Theft Auto can be narratively beyond mocking Americans for loving cheeseburgers and television. There is no doubt that the America depicted in Red Dead Redemption 2 is better and more engaging than all the franchise games of Grand Theft Auto. This perfectly hypothetical game got out of control because of my burst ideas, but you probably noticed what I meant. Although I like GTA franchises in the current situation, I believe Rockstar can behave more maturely with its flagship franchise. We already know how much the studio loves cinema and the narrative of adult stories. I'm sure most gamers will also welcome a smarter free world game inspired by Scorsese and other filmmakers.